kids from Chook. COVID free in the FSM. Props. Still leaving. Good morning. We'll go to the Zoom room now where we have Melanie Castro Guerrero, who, of course, like we said, is the mother of Michael Castro, who is still missing. And it's been since October of 2020. Here we are many months later. There are just so many gaps to fill in about Michael's disappearance. We really don't know much. What we do know is that from our last conversation with Melanie, detectives have questioned some of Michael's friends. His vehicle was found in Santa Rita back in November. And that's about it. That's about it. That's all we've really heard. Melanie, good morning, and thank you again. I know this is very difficult for you to join us here and to talk about this. So first of all, thank you for coming on.
Good morning.
Is there anything new, any additional information? I remember you told me last week or maybe the week before that you were going to meet with detectives, but that was the week that Andrew Castro was murdered, and so I'm pretty sure that kind of changed things. So have you, just go ahead, we'll give you the floor. Tell us what's new.
No, I haven't met them in person. The last time that we spoke about me having waiting for a schedule to meet with the higher ups, because the detective that I talked to a couple of times a week, there's only certain questions that he could answer. And so I've just requested to see the higher ups, which I'm told is the captain, the lieutenant, and possibly the major might join in the meeting. And so I'm trying to be patient because I understand also that there's other things that have been going on, which they had explained to me with Andrew Castro recently, and the Keith Castro case, and so many other cases that they had to deal with.
Right.
So you also try to understand the position, but they explain themselves to me. I feel truthfully, they're not trying to avoid me, which they made that clear. Right. It's just a matter of timing and being available. The captain's time, the lieutenant, and so I understand that. So I'm just waiting, and so I'm told next week again. So I'm just waiting patiently for that, so that I also have questions because of the timeline that has gone by, and they did tell me that in the last couple of weeks, information has come through, but they had followed up on it, and it didn't lead to the information they're trying to get to determine where Michael may be at. So that's what I was told. So
did they give you any idea what that information was that they followed up on?
It was just a lot of hearsay, that he said this, so go check on him and go ask him about information like that. It was just like a trail of different people that tips that were coming in that were leading detectives to certain people, or to people that led to other people that led to other people. So it's just like giving GPD the runaround, but they assured me that they were following up on those either way,
Right.
So
got to follow the leads.
They did check on it.
Melanie,
yeah, they follow the tips.
I know I've asked you this before, but we saw in the murder of Andrew Castro and also in the murder of Keith Castro, the involvement of crystal methamphetamine and ice. It's created this nasty underworld on Guam, where and I know I'd asked you before, did you believe drugs were involved in Michael's disappearance? And I'm just going to ask you again: is there anything that would indicate that?
It's like I didn't see it, so it's hard for me to speak about that because, like I said before, if drugs were involved, every time my son was around me and around our family, that wasn't the case, So if he had other affiliations that I wasn't aware of, and for sure, I would have addressed it with Michael. Um, my address to him were just about his relationship. Was very overwhelming for him. I thought he had good friendships, and so there wasn't any reason for me to believe that he was having trouble with his friends or that they were doing drugs together or anything like that. Michael did not show me that side if that was the case because I did not see my son that way, and he never came into our home or was present in my home and never did anything like that around us. So I can't speak for that.
Let's go back to the vehicle. His vehicle is found in Santa Rita. Have you been told anything about the condition of the vehicle when it was found by the officers?
No, they just said that they had to hold the vehicle, right? Because the standard practices they have to check for fingerprints and any type of lead that would give them more information to try to figure out what happened. And so I'm just like, when are we going to get the car back? And that's what they had told me in the very beginning, so that they needed to investigate the car and look further into that before they released the car.
So nothing on whether or not the vehicle was perfectly intact, whether it had been broken into, whether there
I
was.
saw a picture of it. I saw a picture of it. I didn't see any impact from the outside. So
Mhm,
there was no pictures that were shown to me about the inside of the condition of the car.
mhm. Who was it? GPD that gave you the pictures of the outside of the car?
No, no, no. It was someone on Facebook that had messaged me early on that like, is this the car? And I said, yeah, that is the car. That is the
Mm.
license plate number. So based on the picture of the car, I didn't. It just looked like the car was abandoned from the picture. So I didn't see any kind of damage to the car, like it was in an accident or anything like that. I didn't see that from the visual of the picture.
Let's make another plea out here, Melanie. For everyone listening, what would you like to say about your son, Michael?
Well, I'm as Michael's mother, I'm always gonna the things that I always remember about Michael is Michael always being helpful, you know, always wanna lend his help. That was the kind of the son he is to me. My memories of him are always about things that he wanted to help. He always wanted to help me. He always wanted to be available when I needed him. Um, he was he was just he was that kind of he's that kind of person, and I believe, even with some of his friends that reached out to me, like they are wanting to know what happened, and they share some of the, because I want to know, like, when was the last time you saw him, what was he like, um, those kind of questions, what was your last memory of him, and things like that I need to feel for me as Michael's mother to feel that to, to for Michael to still be alive, and keeping his presence alive by continuing to reach out to everyone. I know it's really not easy to speak up. It's easier to shut up than speak up, but I just want to encourage everybody, to we all have directions in life that we have to choose, and it's either right or wrong, and it's either speaking up or shutting up, and I just encourage everybody to try to, if you know something about Michael, I encourage you to speak up because it's tough, and I think that if Michael is no longer around, if he's no longer alive, he's definitely his body still exists, right? Things like that come into my mind because of all the things I'm seeing in the news about people getting murdered and all that. It's not it's a thought that comes into my mind. Like, if that happened to Michael, and if it did happen to Michael, it's like he's still out there. And then I just hope and I encourage everybody that might know something about this to please speak up, because if this was your son, like, it's really hard, like, I always try to just like, I always hide when I'm around people. So, the pain is just like, it's always unbearable, when because Michael's always in my thoughts and in my memory, so.
Melanie Castro Guerrero. No, Melanie, don't apologize. Your son, your family are in our prayers, and
Yeah, I just hope that if anyone knows any information at this point, like, there's ways to get in contact without even being known, like, everybody deserves to be accounted for. And Michael, for sure, he has a good heart. Everything that I remember about Michael and that I still continue to think about is like, he's so young and had his whole life ahead of him, and my memory of him is always positive, and that's the memory I'll continue to hold on to. And I hope that his friends that are out there, and they hear something, that they'll have the courage to, and I know they will, if they knew something, they would definitely say something. So I'm just going to continue to have hope that people that know something don't continue to be afraid, because
Right.
at some point you can't just keep it hidden, where he is. Because I'm his mom, I want to know, his friends want to know, strangers want to know, people that reach out, they want to know what happened,
Right.
his friends have offered to do a candle vigil, and I want to wait till I get more clear answers from GPD,
Right.
because the gathering right now is not very safe and I believe that a lot of people will come out for that,
Right.
and it's
Yeah.
just with the COVID, we just have to be careful,
Yeah. Well,
as much as I.
when you make a decision on that, let us know. We'll get the word out. Melanie, thank you again for your time, and we'll get the info out here. Appreciate it. God
Thank
bless
you.
you.
Thank
God
you.
bless your family. God bless Michael. Melanie Castro Guerrero. Again, the number for GPD, it's 472-8911, and then it's Guam Crime Stoppers .web.gu, right?
GuamCrimeStoppersWeb.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. That's 9 o'clock. We're KUAM FM and Agotni, Guam. We're taking a break on the radio, and we're going to be jumping over to the Attorney General, who's having a press conference. It should be starting any minute now. Again, this is the link.